Parliament has announced that President Cyril Ramaphosa will deliver his 2022 State of the Nation address at the City Hall in Cape Town next month. Cape Town Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis offered the facility for the SONA shortly after the fire was devastated, after the Parliament was devastated by fire. At the same time, the City of Cape Town has found that the sprinkler system at the National Assembly was last serviced in 2017. It released a report on the fire that engulfed Parliament a short while ago. The city says the valve appeared to have been closed, making it impossible to function during fire incidents. The report further reveals that the fire doors were latched open, which assisted in the spread of the fire. Fire Station Commander J.J. Williams says when he walked around the affected areas, he found that the National Assembly sprinkler valve was not serviced. He says it was last serviced in 2017, while it's actually supposed to be done every 3 years. According to the report, lifts continue to operate despite a break glass unit at one lift being activated. Well, for more on the latest developments from Parliament, we cross now to our reporter, Lulama Matya. Thank you very much, Lulama, for joining us. Let's start perhaps with the SONA, the announcement that's just been released now that is happening at the Cape Town City Hall. That's good news, and of course it means that the officials followed on from the invitation of the Cape Town City Mayor.
Yes, Nompo. Yesterday, the presiding officers of Parliament, as well as the Mayor of the City of Cape Town, Jordan Hill-Lewis, they went to inspect some of the venues that the City of Cape Town, as well as the provincial government, offered so that SONA can be held in those venues. So today, this morning, the presiding officers of Parliament, which is Speaker Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula and NCOP Chairperson Amos Masondo, released a statement saying that they have chosen the City Hall as the venue for SONA. Nompo, the reasons that they are putting up for choosing the City of Cape Town Hall, they are saying that it's because of its significance in the history of South Africa. On the release of the first speech that former President Nelson Mandela made when he was released in prison, it was at the balcony of the City Hall. As a result, there is a statue of him in that balcony. Secondly, Nompo, the late Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu, when former President Nelson Mandela was elected in the National Assembly as the first democratic president of the country, that day later, the late Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu went to the City Hall again in that balcony to introduce former President Nelson Mandela to the South Africans who were there to witness that event as the new democratic president of the country. So the Parliament is saying that they have chosen the city based on that, as well as for infrastructure and its capacity. The Mayor of Cape Town, Nompo, has told us earlier on that the City of Cape Town can accommodate up to 1,000 people. So considering that there are 400 members of Parliament that are called when there's a joint sitting of the House for the State of the Nation address, and the guest that will be invited to go and be part of that day. That's those reasons that the city is saying that they have chosen the City Hall as the venue for SONA for this year. Nompo.
Lulama, look, we know so much has happened in the first 7 days of this new year, and it's been so dramatic, and therefore we should only take one day at a time. But do you think, therefore, that we're likely to also see the budget being held at the Cape Town City Hall as well?
Indications are that, Nompo, also the budget, because when in one of the briefings of the presiding officers of Parliament that they were doing throughout the week, updating the nation on the fire, they were saying that the two events that are most urgent and critical at this time of the year is SONA and budget. And we know that after SONA, it's going to be a SONA, and then the following week, political parties will debate the SONA, and the next week will be budget. So indications are that budget will also be held at the City Hall if we are going with what the presiding officers of Parliament have been saying, that those two events are the most critical and they need an urgent venue so that business of Parliament can continue as usual.
Lulama, let's zoom into that Parliament safety report, fire safety report that was released by the Cape Town government. It really makes for bad reading. Doesn't look like there were any safety measures in place.
Well, Nompu, let me start by saying that even the report actually starts by saying that it's not an official report on the fire, but it's what the fire services have observed on that day. Some of the key maybe points that I can take from that, Nompu, is that they are saying that it's unclear if the fire alarm and detection system was operational on that day. They are also saying that lift safety trip did not operate. Also, there are areas of concerns are that the latching open of fire doors assisted in the spread of fire. A sprinkler system did not activate, was not serviced. Valves appeared to have been closed. These should have been locked open with a chain. So it's those observations, Nompu, that the Fire Services Department in the city of Cape Town have made. And they are saying that they will assist the investigation when the investigation is conducted. Also, earlier on, Nompu, I did speak to Parliament. I got the response from the Parliament spokesperson, Lulama Matya, saying as well that these observations are going to help with the investigation, saying that South Africans must wait for the investigation to be concluded. We know that investigations have started. The building was handed to Hawks yesterday as the fire services left, and they are starting with their investigation. Also, we know that the Public Works will also do an investigation, which was expected a report to be done by today, but we will wait and hear if that report is still going to be finished today, that one of the Public Works or not, about what has happened. So there are those investigations, and then the city fire services on the other side coming up with this report, which is saying that it's not an official report on the fire incident, but an observation, I guess, helping investigators also to look at these points that they are raising, that they are saying that they made or contributed to the fire blazing to that extent.
Yeah.
Nompo.
So, Lulama, with the fire having settled now and investigations now underway, you're based in the Parliamentary precinct. What's the atmosphere like? I mean, are some members of Parliament returning to those offices that were not burnt? What's it like there?
Not yet, Nompo. I have not seen members of Parliament so far. Like I'm standing here now, I can see the Chief Whip of the ANC, Mampemi Majodina, far away from me. But she is the Chief Whip, and the Chief Whip's Forum has been meeting during this week about how to conduct the business of Parliament, what are they going to do, how are they going to do it, considering this fire. So other members of Parliament have not come back because Parliament is still on recess. And anyway, Nompu, Parliament has been working remotely since March 2020 during the outbreak of COVID-19. They have not come back to operate in the precinct fully. You see one or two MPs or a smaller number of them. So it's quiet. It's the media and some few workers around Parliament, not members of Parliament at all. And as I say, and some of the chief whips from various political parties that they come here. And those few members of Parliament who came during this period to see for themselves the damage that has been done by the fire.
Indeed. Lulama, thank you very much for that report there, my colleague Lulama Matya.